Hey guys, how's it going? It's X666X Iron Maiden, and we're just doing something a little bit different. My sub Rob Jarrett asked me if I could do a video just covering what I've been listening to recently off channel on my own time, just so you guys can get an idea, I suppose, of how much I actually listen to from the channel continuously and what I do on my own. Now, a lot of my listening time comes at work for me. I'm allowed to have music usually every time that I open. I'm doing prep work as a cook, doing all the prep and stuff like that. If you're the opener, you usually end up doing that, and I usually have a speaker there with me. So just to cover just today, we're only going to cover today because I don't always have something that I always listen to. It's usually only when something important comes out. Recently, there hasn't been anything too huge that I have on every single day, so it's been a mixture of stuff. But I have been listening to some stuff from the channel because I just got a lot of it on my phone. So, for instance, Rammstein's Live in America. Except I have to skip some songs while I'm listening to it because there's still some songs that we have to do on the channel. So don't worry, I haven't been doing any songs that I haven't done yet. So we keep it as a fair reaction. But I have been listening to the songs that I have covered already off that album. What else? There's so much today. Rap-wise, I was listening to some Dan Bull, Daddy Fat Snaps. Jumped into some Mike Righteous, UK grime rapper that you guys may or may not have heard of. He was pretty popular with reactors covering his music, especially his Fire in the Booth over the years. So I was listening to his last album today. What else did we listen to today? There's so much. Listened to a bit of the Beatles today, just basically a mix. It wasn't really just a specific album. We listened to some of the Deftones that we've already listened to today. If I wanted to say like something that I have been listening to consistently, it has been a lot of Dan Bull and Daddy Fat Snaps, especially since I got a lot of their music available on my phone that I didn't have available. I've just been listening to it all because I've been trying to jam it into my head. Basically, this is the stuff that we reacted to since December that I haven't added to my phone. I'm checking them out a lot. Also, what else? We have some other stuff. See, this is where I have to whip out the phone because I listen to so much music in a day. It's such a broad question to answer. We actually listened to some country today, though. We listened to some Johnny Cash, some Alan Jackson today. More earlier in the morning before I'm fucking awake. I'm there half asleep trying to do prep. Went to some Billy Joel today. Went into Billy Idol as well. Obviously we're right next to each other on my phone, so I just ended up jumping from one to the other, basically. We did Childish Gambino's Awaken My Love album, which is an amazing album. It was a lot different from what I was expecting from him after hearing his other releases, but it ended up being my favorite release by him so far. And if you guys think that it's going to be a bunch of rap like his last ones, I think again there's a lot of funk going on that album. I would suggest checking it out if you haven't already, especially some of you guys that are into a lot of diverse music. There's a lot going on that album. It's really cool. We've been listening to Dance with the Dead. We did one song by Dance with the Dead on the channel in the past on Synthwave. So I got their album Out of Body. It was the only one I could find without having to pay for it right at the moment, as I'm pretty fucking broke. So I listened to that today just to get a bigger picture of that band, because I actually really enjoyed them when I did them on the channel. So I gotta scroll down. I actually did listen to some Ed Guy today. Again, it was stuff we've already checked out and stuff that hasn't been put on the request list. See, and I have added other bands. I've added like Glory Hammer to my phone, stuff like that. But I put them on, but then I'm like, I'm gonna keep reacting a bit first before I actually get to them on my phone. Listen to them at work. Yeah, just to make sure that I don't hear anything I haven't heard yet, because it was only going to be, you can only do so many more things. There's only 2 albums out, so I should be able to get to it soon. Looking through, I'm not sure how much more I actually did listen to today. I think that was about close to it. I'm sure there's at least one more somewhere that I listened to, but yeah, that was about it today. For the most part, it's usually a mix, right? It has to be something usually special that's come out to make me continuously listen to it. Like, for instance, if I wouldn't have been doing it on the channel, Trivium's last release would have been on my phone. I would have been listening to it every day if it would not have been for the whole waiting to do the reactions thing. Now it is, so now I can listen to it finally. I'm glad I didn't keep going on the album on the channel so I could finally get it on my phone, because that would have I would have been pretty upset having to wait. But yeah, for the most part, it's always a mix lately. It used to be that I would usually go through like I don't know, like 10 maybe 5 to 10 bands, and that would be what I would listen to for a couple of weeks, and I'd switch it up. But lately, I find that the music I like listening to is so varied that I have to jump around all over the place, because I go from in the mood in one day from listening to rap and then jumping over to something metal, then going over to country and then maybe some jazz. Speaking of jazz, Hugh Laurie, I was listening to one of his albums just yesterday, so I suppose I could throw that on the list as well. Yeah, it jumps all over the place, so it's kind of hard to like pinpoint stuff that I specifically have been listening to for that reason, because it's really all over the place, and that's also why it's so easy for me to do such a wide variety of music on the channels, because I really, really am into that wide a variety of music, and it's hard to find stuff that I'm not going to like, and it has been hard. We've done hundreds of videos on the channel now, and I can probably count on my 2 hands the amount that I hated. Maybe even just one hand, if we go by hate, like really didn't like. But yeah, it's really varied, to answer your question, Rob. So, but that's just a little bit of like just one day. That was one mixture for a day, and then yesterday was a whole different thing too, because I did the same thing yesterday. I was doing prep, so I had a whole bunch of music I was doing yesterday. Trying to think if there's any I can actually pinpoint that has been on a regular basis. I guess the Canadian rapper Mercules has been off and on for the last month or so. I've been jumping in and out from listening to him. His I think it was a Trust Your Gut album of his that I was listening to. I think that's the name of the album. Sometimes I forget, because I just kind of throw it on and forget what the name of the album is. But he's been pretty worthwhile to listen to. Metal-wise, though, it's been a while since I've had a metal album that's really grabbed me, and I've been really listening to it. I don't know if that's because in the last year and a half I've really progressively gotten into rap a lot, so it's a new avenue. It's still kind of a new avenue to me, because I'm still discovering stuff about it. So I think that might be why metal hasn't had as many things for me lately. But obviously, a bunch of my favorite bands are going to have new music out probably this year, since a lot of them didn't last year. So we're going to see a lot of cool things coming, I'm sure, this year that's going to make me want to listen to them. I think Hawkins dude putting out a new album. What do you guys think? I think it's about time that we got a new Hawkins album, first of all, because that's one of my, like I said before, it's one of my favorite prog bands. So I'd love to see that come out while we're here talking about my music stuff. I'd love to already see more Iron Maiden, but we're not going to see more Iron Maiden already. It hasn't been long enough since the last one, and they always take longer now to put out albums in between each one. So I don't expect to see anything from them in a while. It makes me think if the next one might be their last one too, because they're getting up there, and it takes a while to put out an album. Looking at it like that, maybe the next one might be the last Iron Maiden album, guys. We don't know. They said they wanted to keep going until they couldn't do it anymore. Well, that time might be coming in the near future. It's showing all over the place with Judas Priest, AC/DC, all these bands. They've tried to keep going, but it just, at one point you just can't. And I know that's going to happen with Iron Maiden soon, and it's going to be a sad day. And you know, probably going to be a day where I'm going to call in sick to work and listen to Iron Maiden all day. On the day that anything happens to anybody important, anybody in the band, someone dies, it's just a day off. I'll listen to Iron Maiden today. I'm also excited to see what Devin Townsend does this year, though. Just in general, I know he's working on this Dicks and Vagina Symphony thing. That's all, basically all the information we have for it, and that it's supposed to cost like $10 million to put together. That's what he gave us for information for it. That's got my attention. I doubt anything for that is going to be out this year, though. It seems like a big project and it'll take time, but he did say... Get late. He did say that he had a bunch of other projects he's going to be working on, so I'm curious to see what's going to be coming. I'd really, really like to see him do Casualties of Cool again and do another album with Casualties of Cool. I just don't know if he actually will. But it was a really great album they put out last time, and I would love to see more of that. And now this video's turned into it talking just about music in general. Yeah. So yeah, I'm rambling at this point and going off into other subjects, so I'll cut myself there before the video gets too long. But hopefully that answers your question, Rob, and then some, a little bit, for the music I'm interested in. Because a lot of times, a lot of the music that I listen to is on a regular basis is not the music we do on the channel. Doesn't mean I hate what's on the channel or anything like that. It just isn't my daily stuff that I usually listen to. It comes more in the past. Usually, if it's more prog stuff, a lot of prog stuff. A lot of the time, it pops up, and a lot of rap lately. I don't know, two polar opposites, eh? But that's what it has been. Well, hopefully you guys didn't mind me chatting for a while with you guys, and hopefully you guys enjoyed and have a good one. Talk to you guys later.